You're not lazy. You're just living in the wrong order. You wake up wanting to be different. You tell yourself today's the day, but by noon, you're scrolling again. By evening, you've done nothing, and you go to bed ashamed, wondering what's wrong with you. Here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't your willpower. It's not your discipline. It's the sequence. The order you do things in is broken, and until you fix that, nothing else matters. Most people think they need more motivation. They watch videos, they read quotes, they pump themselves up, and it works for an hour, maybe a day. And they crash, because motivation is just a feeling, and feelings fade. What you actually need is structure, not a complicated system, not a morning routine with 17 steps, just a basic order that makes the right thing easier than the wrong thing. Because right now, your life is designed backwards. You're trying to swim upstream every single day, and you think the problem is you're not strong enough. The problem is the current. Let me explain what I mean. You wake up and the first thing you do is check your phone. You see messages, notifications, news, drama. Your brain gets a hit of stimulation before you've even stood up. Then you think about working out, or writing, or studying, or doing something hard, but your brain is already lit up. It's already had its dopamine. So the hard thing feels impossible. Not because you're weak, because you've already trained your brain to expect easy rewards. You've set the order wrong. The stimulation came first. The effort came second. And effort will always lose that fight. Here's the principle you need to understand. Discipline is not emotional. It's mechanical. It doesn't care how you feel. It only cares about what comes next. If you do the easy thing first, the hard thing becomes harder. If you do the hard thing first, everything else becomes easier. It's not about being tough. It's about being smart with the order. You don't need to be a different person. You just need to rearrange the sequence of your day so that discipline is automatic instead of optional. Let me give you 3 rules. These aren't motivational. They're mechanical. You don't have to believe in them. You just have to test them. First rule: do the hardest thing before you negotiate with yourself. Before your mind starts listing reasons. Before you open the door to distraction. The first meaningful block of your day should belong to the hardest thing, not the first hour. The first honest effort. If it's exercise, you move before the excuses arrive. If it's work, you open the file before anything else gets your attention. You're not waiting to feel ready. You're acting before the internal debate begins. Because once that debate starts, you've already lost. The hardest part of any task is the decision to start. After that, your brain catches up. But if you wait until you feel like it, you'll wait forever. Second rule: remove one layer of friction from the thing you want to do, and add one layer of friction to the thing you want to avoid. This is simple. If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow. If you want to scroll less, delete the app. If you want to work out, sleep in your gym clothes. If you want to eat better, don't buy the junk. You are not fighting your habits with willpower. You're adjusting the environment so the good choice is easier and the bad choice is harder. People think discipline is about forcing yourself. It's not. It's about designing your space so you don't have to force anything. You're not weak for taking the path of least resistance. You're human. So change the path. Third rule: shrink the task until it feels stupid. If you can't write for an hour, write for 5 minutes. If you can't run for 30 minutes, run for 1. If you can't clean the whole house, clean 1 corner. The goal is not to do a lot. The goal is to do something. Because doing something breaks the cycle. Right now, you're stuck because the task feels too big, so you don't start. Then you feel bad for not starting, so the task feels even bigger. You're in a loop. The only way out is to make the task so small that you can't say no. And once you start, you'll usually keep going. But even if you don't, you still did it. You still prove to yourself that you're not stuck. That's the shift. That's what builds trust with yourself. Now here's what happens when you follow this order. You stop needing to feel ready. You stop waiting for the right mood. You stop thinking of discipline as this thing you either have or don't have. You start to see it for what it is. A sequence. A pattern. A rhythm. You become someone who just does things. Not because you're special. Because you've removed the internal debate. You've made the decision in advance by controlling the order. And over time, that changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as lazy. You stop apologizing for who you are. You just become someone who handles things, quietly, consistently, without drama. This is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming functional. It's about waking up and knowing exactly what comes next, without negotiation. Most people live in chaos and wonder why they feel chaotic. You can't think your way into discipline. You have to build it into the structure of your day. And once it's in the structure, it stops being hard. It just becomes what you do. So here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, do one hard thing. Just one. Don't check your phone. Don't ease into it. Just move. It could be 10 push-ups. It could be opening the work you've been avoiding. It could be writing 3 sentences. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters that it comes first. That's the test. That's the reset. Do that for 1 week and watch what changes. Not your feelings. Your rhythm. You're not broken. You've just been living in the wrong order. And order changes everything. Fix the sequence, and discipline stops feeling like a fight. It starts feeling like who you are.